Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Now, as you know, I was down at Telford for the Scale Model World Convention on the 9th of November. Me and the wife went down, so we had 5 hours looking around at all the stalls, but I actually picked up a couple of models that I want to show you today. The first one is this one. There we go, the Macchi Mc.205 Veltro. Looks cool. I believe Veltro means greyhound. I actually did look up how to say Macchi as well. A bit sad, but there you go. Right, on it there's 8 colour schemes for this one aircraft. Looks absolutely brilliant. There we go, there's the 8 colour schemes. I'll show you with even more detail in a minute because you get 2 booklets with this as well. It's 1/32 scale from Italeri, and yeah, it's got upgraded moulds on it. There's no figures included. Super decals for 8 versions. Cockpit 3D decals, canopy and wheels, masking sheet, and a photo etch parts as well. Excellent. So I'll get the box undone and we'll have a look, see what the contents are. So again, here we have the front of the box. That looks brilliant. I've always wanted to do an Italian aircraft. I saw on Hachette, Italy, their Italian site, Hachette's Italian site, and they did have an Italian aircraft. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I couldn't purchase it, they won't let me. But there are the colour schemes, as you can see. Now that's either that one or that one is a favoured one. What's interesting are the first 4, A, B, C and D, and I'll show you that in a minute because I'll have to show you here actually. You get a sheet of camouflage decals instead of having to do it yourself. There's the photo etch, there's the cockpit details, and obviously the decals themselves. But I'll get them out and show you. So there we go, there's the contents. There's the instruction manual, and this is the colour schemes. We'll have a look at that in a minute with the paints. And these are the decals for the camouflage. There we go. All numbered. There's 136 altogether. So if you're doing the first 4 versions, A, B, C and D, use these. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it does make light work having to paint them with an airbrush or whichever, hand brush, camouflage. I think that's cool. That's the first time I've ever come across it. Here are the usual decals. They look cool as well for all the different designs. Here we have the photo etch. Yeah, that's the masking set for the wheels and the cockpit. Yeah, they are there, they're all cut out, it's just very difficult to see them. You also get this tubing and copper wire as well, you know, that way for the antenna. And there are the decals for the cockpit. There we go, you can see it says to put number 3 in here. I don't know what you do with number 6 then, but we'll find that out later anyway. And here we have the frames, the sprues. Okay, I'll take the frames out of the bags obviously, and now we can have a closer look at the detail of this plastic model. There you go, so there's the fuselage, both sides. There don't seem to be much flash on any of these parts, to be honest, so that looks pretty cool. There's not a lot of detail on that fuselage, to be honest. There we go, you can see some panel lines and some riveting, yeah, but maybe that's how it was. And then we have the next one. Yeah, there we go, that's underneath. Looks like, yeah, there were some guns in the nose cone, wasn't there? Yeah, tail wings, yeah, you can see some detail here as well, that looks cool. Engine parts, nose cone, and that cover panel, that looks cool. The wheels, obviously it's great when they put detail on the wheels like they have, so that looks cool as well. Yeah, and here we have the wings. So this is the upper wing, you can see, there we go, look like access panels. Yeah, there is some riveting along there as well. Yeah, you can just see that. And that one is exactly the same, and then we have the wings underneath. There we go. And here there's quite a bit of detail there on that panel as well. Yeah. Looking brilliant. I think this will be the bulkhead, won't it? Probably the, will it be the rear bulkhead or the forward? Anyway, we'll find out. Yeah, anyway, there we go. Yep, that looks cool. Brilliant. Yeah, so 4 frames. Yeah, a fair amount of detail. Not the most detailed I've ever seen, to be honest, but I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, so we got Painting and Decals Guide. Super decals for 8 versions. There we go. This is where you use the camouflage decals. It tells you exactly where to put them. I think that's supposed to be white band. But this is only for A, B, C and D. And then you've got the guide for smoke rings application. That's what they're calling them. And then the instruction for die cut mask user. There we go. Canopy stuff. And wheels. That's cool. And there we go. That's for the canopies, obviously. Liquid mask. Now I've got some Vallejo liquid mask. Can use as well as the yeah, the cutouts. So inside and outside. Yeah, it looks better when you do the inside and outside. And then here we have your decal placements. All of these. There we go. There we go. Version A. There we go. This can be a little bit confusing. That's the underside. So 13A, 12A right side. 13A, 12A right side. Yeah. I don't know why they can't do it over the top and underneath, but anyway. There we go. Same on this one, version B. There we go. And version C. You get this all the time with them. And there is a version D, and that is it where the camouflage is concerned. Obviously you got the paint guide here as well. So we've got all Italeri. So yeah, flat white, flat black, flat gunship grey, grigio azzurri, chiaro, well, green basically, and that looks like a grey colour to me. Anyway, there we go. I don't know what that one is. I think I did look it up, but I can't remember what it is now. But it's the main colour obviously on the top side. And then we have version E. There we go. This one's cool because obviously you don't use the smoke ring decals for this. You can do your own, but it looks brilliant. And there we go again, version F. Again, you could use those smoke rings I suppose, or do your own again. But there we go, different decals. Now this is one of the versions I like. This one, just because it looks more complicated, it looks more effective as well. Yeah, the different colours in it. That looks brilliant, that. It's March 1944. And here we have, here we have the last one. This is June 1944. That looks cool as well. That looks very, very good actually. I do like that one. Yeah. And again on the back, the camouflage decals, canopy and wheels, masking sheets, cockpit 3D decal sheets, and your decal sheet. Looking excellent. And now we have the instructions. There we go, the Macchi Mc.205 Veltro. The Macchi Mc.205 Veltro is considered the best Italian fighter of World War II. The evolution of the Folgore retained the excellent aeronautical design of its predecessor and was equipped like other fighters of the Series 5 with the German Daimler-Benz DB605 engine. The powerful V12 engine, also produced under license by Fiat, allowed the Veltro to reach a maximum speed of 640 km per hour. Fast manoeuvrable and well armed with 2x 12.7mm machine guns in the nose and 2x 20mm cannons in the wings. It was capable of fighting on par with the best Allied fighters of the period, such as the American P-51 Mustang. It entered service with the Regia Aeronautica in the early months of 1943. After the armistice of September 8th, it was used until the end of the conflict by both the flight units of the Italian Social Republic and those of the co-belligerent Air Force. Cool. Do like the read up. And again, yeah, we've got the layouts obviously for the sprues. Tube A, B and the copper wire. Yeah, I think that's for the aerial. There is a link as well that they use. I'll be able to show you amongst this lot. Start off with the engine. There we go, that's where the tubing comes into place. Never known that before either. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, version with anti-sand covers, version without anti-sand covers. Okay, okay, I'll loop that up. And then it looks like we've got the landing gear. Yep, version without anti-sanding covers. And version with anti-sanding covers. Or anti-sand covers, I should say. But that looks cool. I do like that engine. I think this is going to be a superb build, this. There we go. Open flaps and closed flaps. Yeah. There we go. There's the 3D decals assembly. Yeah, for the instrument panel. I do like to keep the landing gear down me, because then it just shows more detail, even though I might have it pinned from the ceiling. Yeah, it still looks good. It still looks good. And there's the cockpit. Excellent. I have to look up some pictures for this on the web. Well, that looks cool. There we go. Nearly completed. Get the exhaust ports in. There we go. Then it's just a matter of putting the detail on. Yeah. Get the upper wings and air intakes in place. There we go. Excellent. Alright, bend around. Oh right, okay, there's something that we bend around here. Bit of photo etch. Well, we know there's photo etch in it, so you see bend around. I think that means it's photo etch probably. Yeah, it does. 26 PE. There we go. A closed gun bay version. Yeah, I think we can leave that open, can't we? Might have to get a display for this. See how much detail we can actually show off. Can always leave the panels off, especially for the gun bay and the engine. We'll see how the engine goes. Yeah, because if it's very detailed, since it's got that tubing, it might be worth leaving it open. But yeah, I'll leave up as much as possible. And here we go. This is the copper 97C. So there's there's a couple of pieces actually link up. This one is, there we are, bend 50 PE. There we go. So that attaches to the stabilizer on the back. Here you can see. That'd be cool as well. Nice bit of detail, that. There we go. That's the photo etch, and that's how it attaches. Yeah, that looks brilliant. So there we go, that is the Macchi Mc.205 Veltro. There we go. I did look what MC is. Macchi Castaldi. This is my preferred option. That one, that looks brilliant. That looks quite complicated, but well, I say complicated, quite fussy with the paintwork, but it looks superb. Really stands out well. And there's the paint guys as well. Quite a lot of paint guys. Quite a lot of paints, you should say. Excellent. Well, that's cool. I do like that. That really struck me when I opened it up. That looks brilliant. Excellent. So there we go, folks. That is my review for the Macchi Mc.205 Veltro. I'm sure Veltro was greyhound, but I might be wrong. But that looks brilliant. Right, I'll be getting on with that in the new year. Obviously, I'm not going to do it now because I'm still doing the Messerschmitt BF110. Hopefully that'll be finished. Well, it'll be finished before I start this anyway. But I think that looks brilliant. I just thought I'd show it you because I was struck by the camouflage decals. I thought they were brilliant. Obviously the photo etch and the canopy masking. That looks brilliant as well. I'm quite chuffed with all that. Because one thing I do not like is doing canopies. I don't think many of us do actually, but yeah, because it's quite fiddly at times. I've used Vallejo liquid mask in the past, and that's not always worked out brilliant for me. And then obviously I've used just my masking tape, cut out the bits, and that takes a while. But if it's already in there, that's superb. But anyway, yeah, we'll see how this gets on. Let me know your thoughts. Excellent. The other model I got was, there you go, Cromwell Tank 135 scale. I'll do a review of that some other time. But for now, that is it. So there we go. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Stay safe. Bye for now.